I'm Ike Tolentino. I'm from the College of Forestry and Natural Resources of the University of the Philippines, Los Baños, College Laguna. Mainly, I work with mining companies now, particularly on rehabilitation. And this particular project of APFORGIS is very important as far as those vulnerable, endangered, or critical species, especially those found in mining areas. Yeah, that APFORGIS project was very, very important as far as my work is concerned. Well, firstly, as a faculty member teaching both graduate and undergraduate students, sharing to them these maps and the way that these maps have been generated, the modeling exercise would be very important as far as their training in the field of forestry, particularly on forest rehabilitation. In particular, the species that has been identified as vulnerable, critical, or endangered, whatever their status may be, and their specific regions in which they are found would also help us, particularly my students, identify where they could probably do some research. And but at the same time, it would help me, in particularly my work, so that whenever I work with a mining company, and if I see or we see that some of these species are in those mining sites, then we can alert the government and even the mining company that they are treading on areas where there are these species that could be in great harm or danger. Conserving forest genetic resources for me is the very fundamental by which we practice forestry. As a silviculturist, I know that we cannot grow trees and eventually produce forest and even forest ecosystems, goods, and services if we don't have this basic forest genetic material. In fact, I do believe firmly that forest genetic resources are the building blocks by which adaptation, particularly in the light of changing environment, particularly climate change, would be very essential. And at the same time, for ensuring that in future conditions, which probably are uncertain, the varied forest genetic resources that we have in our forest would be very, very important in ensuring that the forest will be adapted and at the same time continuously and sustainably producing forest ecosystems, goods, and services for this generation and the generation to